Realtree's Midwest Whitetail is brought to you by Hoyt, Hoyman Tree Saws, Lone Wolf Tree Stands, Nikon, Ozonics, Redneck Blinds, RTP Outdoors, Spot Hog Releases, Wasp Archery, Viking Solutions, and Realtree.
Day 26, November 12th. For this morning's hunt, we're down in that valley again. I think we hunted it maybe 3 days ago or so, 4 days maybe. This is the spot where the deer funnel back and forth between these two small big and beastie plots. And these plots, looking out the window at them right now, I mean, they're eating, gosh, I wouldn't say they're eating to the dirt, but the deer are pounding those pretty good. So I know there's a lot of deer down in here. And we saw that last time we were here for an evening hunt. We haven't sat here yet for a morning hunt. And so far, there's a good reason why. And we probably shouldn't have sat here this morning either. There is a lot of deer in this valley. I just don't know why they're not moving this morning. It's pretty weird. We got in here really clean. It was windy. We had no problem whatsoever of bumping any deer coming in. Nothing hurt us, I'm sure. So we've kept the windows closed. So our scent is not, drifting off downwind. Just deer aren't moving, at least not yet. These, and I've talked about it before, but down in these valleys like this, it's really hard to hunt out of a tree stand without the wind swirling everywhere and giving you away. So these redneck blinds with the windows closed are perfect. And if you do open a window, having that ozonics running to, rain the ozone down over the top of that window, that does a really good job too of cleaning up any human odor that tries to get out of the blind. So that's where we're at today. I am not particularly enthusiastic or optimistic about our chances based on the slow start that we've had here, but we'll stick it out for a while and then we'll come up with a plan for the afternoon. I mean, it's really hard in the afternoons not to go back to that honey hole, to that little corn plot up on that hill, because that's where all the deer are headed, and it's a short distance away from where we know or believe that big 7 buck is living. So we'll probably be back there again this evening, but for now we're hoping to see something moving down through this valley. The morning's been real slow down here at the tube, so it's about maybe 10:30. Normally at this time of year I like to stay on stand until 11:30, just because you get those late moving deer. And we did have a bunch come through here about 15 minutes ago. Several does came out and started feeding in the big and beastie, then a group of bucks came and ran them out. I suppose it wouldn't be a bad idea to stay in here longer, but we're going to get out and we're going to drive over to that corn plot and make a loop through there with the truck and just make sure that there's no deer in it, clear everything out, make sure that we're going to have a lot more of a open entry, if you want to call it that there's no deer around, go back to the house, reload for the afternoon hunt and then run right back down there again. So that's our best spot. There's no reason not to hunt it as often as we can until one of two things happens. Either we run out of food there or the deer just get onto us. And the way we've been doing it, the deer don't seem to be getting onto us. So with this cold snap, I think we should be in good shape this afternoon on that corn. I think that's where the deer are going to want to be. Hopefully, some mature buck will show up actually up there within range of the blind tonight. And we have fun there. I mean, it's a cool place to sit. You can see a lot of country and the deer like being there. So can't go wrong. Should be a fun afternoon. settled back into my blind on the edge of this little corn plot. I'm looking across the valley and I can see the timber where I think that big 7 beds, at least some of the time. That's where we ran into him. I've gotten a lot of trail camera pictures of him over there, so it's about 250, 300 yards probably across. And I wish we were closer. I wish this little patch of corn was right next to the area where he's bedding. I feel like we'd have a better chance of him being there during daylight. But as cold as it is tonight, I mean, we're looking at probably low 20s right now. I'd say the wind chill is probably 10. And it's supposed to keep dropping all night. This is going to be a hot spot for the deer. Deer love corn when it gets cold. And this is the only spot on the farm right now that's got standing corn, and it seems to be the place that the deer are most interested in getting to. So I think we're in the right spot. We just had a little spike go through a few minutes ago. That was the first deer of the afternoon, but it's still real early. So I'm going to settle in and get ready for the show. Just going to make his move. Big 7. Be careful. Is he coming in?
No, he's eating right now.
Oh, there's another one down there too. What is that, dude? Good.
Yep.
I didn't see the arrow. I don't like it when I don't see the arrow. I mean, I wish I had the lighted nocks right now, but I mean, the shot felt good to me. The deer did that typical mule kick that they do when you shoot them right around the heart region. So I'm feeling like it was a good hit. The interesting thing is that none of these other deer, I mean, I'm talking deer that are 10 feet from the blind, even ran off. If you pan down, these deer are all still right here in the corn. He was the only one that moved. I wish they would just run out and fall. But, I mean, I felt pretty good about it. We'll have to look at the footage back and see, but he was right at 30. And I had the 30-yard pin, I felt like, right in the spot when the bow went off. So hopefully that's it. You know, hopefully we got the big 7 tonight. But we're going to review that footage and then decide from there. But, I mean, I'm pretty, I don't know. Like I said, I didn't see the arrow hit, but the way he reacted, he sure reacted like it was an arrow somewhere near the heart. So that's my hope. That's interesting.
He's not running very good though.
No, but he is running.
Walking into the tree
Did he go down in there?
line.
We were trying to decide whether to celebrate or not, and we looked out into the bottom cornfield, and he was standing down there. He was following a doe, and he followed her all the way across, and then all the way back across, and went into the timber down here. So we could see the entry and the exit hole through the binoculars, and the shot was just low. It was probably a couple inches too low, and the angle looked good. It's hopefully it was through the liver, and he just went into the woods there and laid down to die. That's what we're hoping right now. But we're going to stay obviously and not bump him in that direction. We're going to keep an eye and see if he comes back out again or if he crosses that little wood line. The interesting thing is where he went in there is only about 20 yards away from the four-wheeler that we drove down here, and so we're going to have to come up with a different way to get out of here at the end of legal shooting time. We're not going to be able to go out the same way we came in. We'll probably have to make a big circle and back up to the house that way. But, it's kind of disappointing. I thought it was a lot better shot than that. I thought it was right in the boiler room, but it was just a couple inches low. So we'll have to wait until morning to get the final result on that one. It's supposed to be 12 degrees tonight, so there's no problem with the meat on a deal like this. It's just the frustration or whatever you want to call it, the anxiety of knowing that it wasn't a perfect hit. He was 30 yards away. I thought I had the 30-yard pin buried on him, but I must have came off it just a little bit, or maybe it wasn't quite right where I thought it was. So just like I said, a couple inches low. But hopefully that's where we'll find him tomorrow.